Hello? Hello! I'm back today with a polygel nail tutorial. I am
so excited
for this video. I feel like I've been teasing it on my Instagram and my channel for a while now, so the day has finally come. I have a little hunch that you may be seeing more polygel videos in the future from me because I think this may be my new favorite method to do nails. This is the nicest set I have ever done, maybe in my life. I'm obsessed with polygel. Dip powder, who? We don't know her. First of all, I feel like it's very easy to use and it's not as messy as dip powder. I'll talk more about the pros and the cons in the video, but I didn't have an allergic reaction. I didn't cough my lungs out. My eyes didn't water. Even when I filed my nails, I was completely fine. So for that reason alone, I am team polygel over dip powder at this point. I have used this kit a few times. The first time that I ever used it, I did just my thumb and I completely messed it up. I removed it. And the second time, it looked perfect. And every time since then has gone swimmingly, and I feel like I've gotten better each time. I'm still not at like a pro level. I'm actually pretty amateur at it. Like I said, I've only done it a few times. And I was gonna wait until I got better at it to share this video with you, but I think it's almost more helpful for you to go through the learning process with me so that you can see how easy it is to pick up, because I picked it up pretty quickly. So if I can do it, you can definitely do it. The kit that I'm going to be using today is the Mccart Poly Gel Kit off of Amazon. I think it was 40 something US. Since picking this kit up, I have fallen down a polygel rabbit hole on Amazon and I want to try every kit. I gotta catch them all. So if you guys want to see more polygel videos from me, please give this video a thumbs up. I am just over the moon with these freaking nails. And I gotta say, honestly, truly, I almost feel like my dominant hand that I did with my non-dominant hand looks better than my non-dominant hand that I did with my dominant hand. Try saying that 10 times. Maybe I was more careful when I was doing my right hand with my left hand. I'm just so excited about this and I really hope that you guys enjoy this video, and no video of mine would be complete without my disclaimer. For anybody that is new here, I am not a professional nail tech. I'm not a professional nail anything. I'm a professional makeup artist, but that has nothing to do with this. I don't do nails on anybody else. I just do them on myself. Some people like to knit. Some people like to paint. I like to buy random kits off Amazon and do my own nails because I find it really relaxing. I find it therapeutic. And I'm just trying to save a couple bucks. Everything that I learned has been through trial and error, through practicing on myself, watching YouTube videos, and from watching my nail tech when I used to get my nails professionally done. So I'm not a pro, I am not claiming to be. If you're uncertain of the methods that I'm using and you're like, I don't know if she's doing that right, maybe do your own research before trying this on yourself. And yeah, I think that's about it. So everything that I use will be listed in the description box below. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing and staying subscribed. And let's get into it. Alrighty, so this is the kit that I picked up off of Amazon. It was $44.99 US. Before we start, let's go over polygel real quick. So, what exactly is polygel? Well, according to the Google, polygel is a hybrid between hard gel and acrylic. It combines the benefits of both. Unlike hard gel, polygel does not level by itself, it stays where you put it. Unlike acrylic, it does not harden until it is treated with an LED or UV light, so you need an LED or UV lamp to cure it. And the kit that I ordered does not come with one. And lastly, it's odorless. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the first creators of polygel were Gelish. Would you guys be interested in seeing a video on that as well? Let me know. So this here is the Maccart Poly Gel Kit. It is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. It comes with this little instructional pamphlet, which is really nice to have, but a lot of the steps in here are either incomplete or misleading. I'll expand more on that later. It also includes a base gel, a gel top coat, a two-sided brush and picker tool, dual forms, which we will be working with today, a nail file, and 6 tubes of polygel. The tubes of polygel are in the shades clear, bright white, natural pink, dark pink, light pink, and misty rose. The polygel tubes are pretty small. I didn't realize they'd be this small when I placed my order, but it looks like you can get the full-size tubes off of Amazon as well. However, the only shades that they offer in the full size are garnet red, light pink, natural pink, bright white, and clear. They don't have a full-size tube of the dark pink, which is kind of a bummer because I really like that shade. So here are all the shades swatched next to one another. Can you guess which shade I'm gonna go for? If you guessed dark pink, you are correct, and I am extremely predictable. So here are my natural nails that I'm working with. I'm gonna take my nail clippers and trim them a little bit so that I can start off with fresh, short nails. As usual, I'm going to be using my Sally Hansen Instant Cuticle Remover. I'm applying it around my cuticle area and I'm letting it sit for a bit. And then I'm taking my cuticle pusher tool and I'm not only pushing my cuticles back, but I'm also scraping away any dead skin flakes that may be lingering around my nail. Once I've pushed everything back, I'm taking a lint-free nail wipe with a little bit of alcohol and I'm going to wipe away all of the remover and the dead skin that's turned to mush around my nails. And then I'm trimming everything that I pushed back. This part is optional, but I prefer to do it so that I have a clean area to work with. You don't have to trim anything if you don't want to. I am always going to. If you don't want or need to trim anything, at the very least, push your cuticles back to prevent lifting later on. Once I'm done trimming, I'm gonna go off camera, wash my hands with soap, and make sure that all of the remover is off my nails to also prevent lifting. Next, I'm taking a gentle nail file and I'm filing the surface of my nails. This will ensure that the base gel adheres to the nail better. I take another lint-free nail wipe with a little bit of alcohol and I wipe off any excess dust that is on my nails. Prepping the nails this meticulously is vital if you want a long-lasting manicure with no lifting. Once my nails are prepped, it is time to size my dual forms. The kit comes with 60 dual forms. Some call them poppets, some call them toppets, but they are not to be mistaken for tips. Tips are very different from dual forms. Dual forms are an easy and great way for beginners to apply gel or polygel extensions. They look like fat little curved caterpillars, and what you do is you build the nail with the polygel inside the form, and this is so easy and fun to do once you get the hang of it. Sizing the forms is similar to tips. The only difference is that you're sizing the whole nail, not just the tip. And just like regular tips, these are numbered, so the smaller the size, the larger the form. It's important that you size yourself correctly and never size down. I find dual forms are a little bit more difficult to size than regular tips because of the curve in them, so sometimes what I do is I trim the form to fit my nail, which you'll see later on in this video. Once I've got my forms picked out, I'm ready to build some nails. So polygel is very sticky. You must have a slip solution next to you at all times. Slip solution gives you more control over the polygel when gliding it into place. I'm using 70% alcohol and pouring it into a little glass. I've got my dark pink polygel, my brush and picker tool, my base gel, and my Gelish LED lamp ready to go. So first, I'm applying the base gel to my clean nails and I'm curing them for 45 seconds. I took a photo of the instructional pamphlet so that you could see what I was talking about earlier. Not only is the bottle in the photo the top coat when it should be the base coat, but it doesn't specify how long you're supposed to cure it for. So if you're using a UV lamp, you'll want to cure for 2 minutes, and if you're using an LED lamp like me, you'll want to cure for 30 to 60 seconds. I chose 45 seconds as a happy medium because that is the preset time on my Gelish LED lamp. Next, I'm grabbing my brush and picker tool, dipping the picker or spatula side into the alcohol to prevent the polygel from sticking to it, and squeezing out a little bead of polygel. I'm placing it into the dual form, and I like to place the bulk of it around the middle of the nail and just kind of drag the spatula towards the cuticle. Reason being is I like a really thin, natural looking cuticle area. Then I take my brush side, I dip it into the alcohol, and I begin to sculpt and smooth out my nail. It may seem like I'm using a lot of alcohol, but it makes a huge difference when blending the polygel because it is so sticky and the alcohol evaporates pretty quickly. As I'm blending the polygel, I also like to turn the dual form over to see how it looks from the outside and see if I need to make any adjustments. When applying the dual form to my natural nail, I'm placing it on my nail gently, but with enough pressure that there aren't any air bubbles or gaps. You don't want to put too much pressure on the dual form because the polygel will ooze out around the sides and underneath the nail and make make a mess, but you also want to make sure that the cuticle area is nice and sealed in. If you do get a little bit of spillage, do not panic. You can just wet your brush with alcohol and gently clean it up. I like to have either a lint-free nail wipe or a paper towel near me at all times so that I can wipe off the excess product. And once I'm happy with how the nail looks, I'm curing it in my LED lamp for 45 seconds. To remove the dual form, I gently squeeze the tip, put a little bit of pressure on each side of my dual form, and it pops right off, revealing a beautiful shiny nail. I then take my tip cutter, trim off the excess, and wipe the nail clean with a lint-free wipe and some alcohol, and continue on with the rest of my nails. Like I said, this has been my favorite set of nails I think I've ever done. What I especially like about this set in particular is the shade, obviously, but I also like that they almost have a bit of an ombre effect and kind of resemble jelly nails. Because I focus the bulk of the polygel bead in the center of the dual form, the cuticle area appears really sheer and natural, and the reason I leave the tip a little bit more sheer during application is because I don't want the underneath part oozing all over my skin before curing. So what I do to prevent that is I flip my finger over and I smooth the underneath part with a little bit of alcohol. I do this very gently though, because if I put too much pressure on the underneath part of the nail with my brush, it will move the dual form around my nail, if that makes sense. After I cure it, however, I take another small bead of polygel and I build up the tip underneath the nail. Because the extension has already been cured, it allows me more control over where the polygel underneath the nail goes, and it gives the dark pink just a little bit more opacity. After I've cured the underside of my nail for 45 seconds, I wipe it clean with a little bit of alcohol on a lint-free wipe, trim it to my liking with my tip cutters, and I move on to the next. And now I'm gonna stop talking for a while and just allow you to enjoy this process until we get to my thumb. Alas, we have reached my thumb. So like I said at the start of the video, sometimes dual forms can be a little bit tricky to size to your natural nails. For example, the cuticle area at the base of my thumbnail is a little bit more square than the dual forms. The dual form is not only a little bit too rounded for me, but it's also a hair too wide. If I go one size up, it's too big. If I go one size down, it's too small. So I gotta take matters into my own hands and trim the form. So what I'm doing is I'm squaring out the cuticle area of my form, and I'm also trimming a little bit off of the sides with my nail scissors. Now, for my thumb, when I'm placing the polygel bead in my dual form, the reason I place it in my cuticle area rather than the middle is because my thumb on my left hand has a shitload of weird ridges in it, and I need it to be a little bit thicker than the rest to fill that unevenness, if that makes sense. I still kept it fairly natural looking, but it just needed a little bit more love than the others. So after I filled my dual form, I'm applying the base gel to my thumb, I'm curing it, I'm applying the dual form, I'm curing it, and then I'm following the same steps as the rest of my nails previously. Okay, so now we must move on to filing and shaping. This is where the real magic happens. So listen, I know that the nails currently have a beautiful shine to them from the dual forms, and you may find it unnecessary to file that shine away, but listen to me when I tell you that it is a necessary evil to get immaculate, even nails. The sides of the nails, as smooth as they appear, actually kind of have some uneven ridges that you can physically feel when you run your fingers along them, and the cuticle area of the nails needs to be filed down so that it's perfectly smooth. Yes, the dual forms give you the perfect nail shape, and yes, it is tempting to just put the top coat over the already shiny nails, but if you can get past having to remove that hypnotizing shine, I think you'll really love how even and smooth the nails will look in the end. As I'm doing this, I have my dust collector underneath me to collect any excess dust that would otherwise end up in my lungs, which to be honest is nowhere near as bad as dip powder. It's an absolute dream in comparison. Further to filing and shaping my nails, I'm taking my Kiss e-file with this rounded bit, which is pretty much the only useful bit in that entire kit, and I am shaping the underside of my nails. Again, another detail that makes a world of a difference. I really don't like the overly thick, fake looking nails, and I feel like filing the underside and giving it a nice curve is a simple yet effective way to take your manicure to the next level. So now that I have my nails nice and smooth and shaped, I'm taking a lint-free wipe with a little bit of alcohol and I'm wiping off the excess dust so that I can move on to applying my gel top coat. Just thought I'd mention that the first time I tried using this top coat, I could not get the goddamn bottle open for the life of me, so I had to whip out the old pliers. It was glued shut. This top coat is pretty bomb, it is extremely shiny, and it's a no wipe, which means that it doesn't leave behind that sticky residue after curing, and it doesn't require wiping after it's been cured. Once I've applied my top coat, I'm curing it for 45 seconds, and the last step is to rehydrate the cuticles with a little bit of cuticle oil, and admire my fresh manicure. Since I did this set, I've been catching myself just sitting here admiring these nails. I can't stop staring at them. I can't believe I did that myself, and you can do it yourself too. I know that I already stressed this in the beginning of the video, but I am so excited to finally get this up. As you guys know, my nail videos take me the longest to create because I'm a psycho perfectionist and I want to pack them with as much information as possible. So I really hope that this was worth the wait for you guys and that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. I absolutely love this kit, so let me know if you want more polygel videos from me. I'm gonna do separate videos discussing removal, how to do a fill, and I think I'm also gonna do a video after this using the polygel with paper forms, so stay tuned for that. As always, all of the products that I use will be listed in the description box below. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing and staying subscribed, and I'll see you in my next one. Okay, love you, bye!